Ready on your mark.
Ready, set, hit.
That's not a go. That's like a half hiccup.
Hit.
There we go.
Hit. Yeah, I'm ready.
Like, imagine if that's how they started races. Like, 3, 2, 1, hit.
Well, have you seen in Major Pain where he's like, my favorite part is the guy goes, a 10. That's what
I haven't seen that forever, but I feel like I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. And 3, 2, 1. This is Morons at First Sight. The unofficial, official Married at First Sight recap podcast, where we break down the ins and outs of morons at Married at First... Wait, I butchered that.
Nope, keep going.
Where we break down the ins and outs of the morons of Married at First Sight. To help you down this journey, I'm Ricky.
And I'm Aury.
Now, welcome to Morons at First Sight.
Welcome. Episode 2.
So I just realized that while I was reading that...
What?
That I spelled breakdown wrong.
B-R-A-K-E.
That's how I spelled it. And I just now realized it. And I read from this last week too and didn't realize it then.
You're such a trash person.
This is why I should not be a writer.
Well, no. You still could.
All right, sweet. Well, welcome back to the podcast, episode 2,
Yay.
Where we are watching season 7, episode 2.
Yep, still the same 3 couples, but this time they meet.
Now we finally have some juicy gossip on them.
Yeah.
So what happened in episode 2? Break it down for the audience really quick, just before we go into it.
Okay. I actually thought episode 2 was so boring. And I hate to say that, but I thought it was so boring. But it's the episode where they meet for the first time walking down the aisle, and they have their wedding ceremony, and then the reception, and then they have their first night together.
Their first boink sesh.
Well,
as far as that's what I believe it is.
That's what it traditionally is, but for these not all of these couples, it was not.
Okay, so what did you find so boring about it?
I don't know. I always think the weddings are boring because it's just like, okay, like they're obviously all going to be kind of like really uncomfortable around each other. And so it's just fucking boring to me. And then the family members are always like they always have to kind of dramatize it. But I don't know. What did you think?
It was pretty boring. I did notice that something we'll get this out and then we'll go couple by couple, but I did notice this in this season they didn't do any pre-wedding gifts.
Oh, that's a really good point. Usually they do the
They always give them like some weird like oh, I bought this weird rock for my future wife, or
right.
Like, what was the one season? Remember, like some guy got this girl pearls, and then she was like, oh, pearls are bad luck. I'm not wearing these. And then
she was like, her mom was like, in our culture, pearls are bad luck, so she's not wearing them. Which I don't blame her. And that couple did get divorced, so
the pearls didn't do shit.
Right, but he did probably give her a pearl necklace that night regardless. She wore one that night regardless. She doesn't even know it.
Why, whatever do you mean by that? She went to bed wearing a pearl necklace?
I mean, he jizzed on her neck. So I think that, they didn't do the pre-wedding gifts.
All because of that.
The woman always just buys the guy alcohol anyway. Have you noticed that with the pre-wedding gifts? She's always just like, here's whiskey.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because how do you know what to buy a guy in general that you do know, but then one that you don't fucking know at all?
So what would you buy someone if you were about to be married at first sight? You don't know this guy at all. You're tasked with buying him something.
Well, what would you buy the woman?
A butt plug.
Oh.
Duh.
Stop.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
No. Would you also buy her lube to go with it?
No. This baby's going in dry.
Ew. Oh, that's what kind of marriage you're going to have. What would I buy a guy that I didn't know? I don't know. Because even when I know men, I don't know what to buy them. I would probably just get him... You know what I would do? In Persian culture, you're supposed to give, like, gold to So I would just have my family give him gold, and then I would just be like, "That's my culture," like so I could
just like a little baggie of gold coins.
Yeah, like Persian ones that like they have special ones in Iran that have like a little thing with it and whatever. I probably would give those, and I would just be like, "That's for good luck, and that's my culture, and it's from my family."
That's actually a good gift.
Yeah.
I commend you. That's way better than my butt plug idea.
Yeah. Well, yours is the gift that keeps on giving.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It could be a gold butt plug.
Yeah, and my future husband could buy a lot of butt plugs with the gold coins from my family. So either way.
Sweet.
But yeah, you're right. They didn't do those this season.
All right. So we want to start going down couple by couple?
Yeah, let's start with...
Who we starting with?
Ooh, well, the first wedding was Mia and Tristan. And that's the one that I have the most to say about.
So you want to start with Mia and Tristan?
Well... Yeah.
Or do you want to work your way up there?
No, I'm not a save the best for last kind of person. I just want it now. Let's just go through it now.
All right. Thoughts on Tristan and Mia's wedding? Go. What do you have written down?
No, you go first.
You go first?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the first thing I'm going to bring up is that they didn't kiss.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, we talked about that last episode about how they weren't going to kiss because we pointed that out. So go back and watch that one if you haven't seen it yet.
Episode 1. She cheeked him.
I know. You see how awkward it was, too? Like, he was going for it, and she's like...
Well, he goes, "Get in here, girl." Or, like, something like that. Like, he's like, "Let me see them lips, girl." Like, something like, really, "I'm going to make out with you." And then she cheeked him. And then his mom was like, "I didn't like that."
Like, he played it off. He played it off really cool, But you could tell he died a little inside.
Yeah. He was really sweet about it, but... She continued to never kiss him also, like throughout their whole wedding.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's not much you can do about that at the wedding either, because like what are you gonna do? Like, start off the first day of your relationship with an argument about not kissing? Because imagine how that would go.
I would. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, you have to just respect, I guess, people's boundaries, and especially if you don't know them, and try to like read the fucking room. But can I say why she said she wouldn't kiss him? She didn't kiss him?
You can.
I wrote it. She said, literally, she wasn't like, "Oh, God," or whatever. She goes, "I don't know, he might have hepatitis A, B, C,
oh, that's right,
mono, or strep throat, so I can't kiss him." And as a nurse practitioner, I just want to say that she's definitely not going to get hepatitis A from kissing him. That's from water contaminated with feces or food. Like, that's anyway.
So unless he's drinking shit water, then making out with her.
Yeah, which you do never know, but or if he put that butt plug in his mouth and then you bought him earlier. And then hepatitis B and C, like, you're not getting that from making out with somebody. Or even just a peck. And then mono.
That's from, like, blood related, right?
Yeah. Well, bodily fluid. And then mono, like...
That is the kissing disease.
That's the one where she's correct. I'll give it to her.
You look so upset that you have to give her a plus point.
Well, because it's like, you're upset that he has mono. I mean, what the fuck? He's not even symptomatic. I can't. So, and then strep throat. Like, okay, I wouldn't want to make out with someone with strep throat, but like, she thinks that he showed up to the wedding with strep throat. Like, and I know that they probably have to get, I guarantee you they have to get an STI panel before they do this, because they're being... they're being hooked up with people that we obviously know they're probably going to raw dog. So wouldn't you think it would be part of their, like, survey?
Yeah, I agree with you. That was something, if I were setting two people up, I'd be like, and I was on TV about it, and be like, yeah, you probably get your dick looked at.
Yeah, and they probably get, like, a background check, STI testing. Like, they probably go through a certain amount. Because I think even, like,
what if they don't? What
must.
if we just unclogged it, or not unearthed and
unclogged? You're
Shut up.
So on this butt plug like bench.
That has nothing to do with butt plugs right now.
Unclogging.
But maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Unearthed. What if we just unearthed a married at first sight conspiracy?
Of
they
them
don't
all having hepatitis and mono. I think, like, even when you go on The Bachelor and stuff like that, you have to get tested. And porn stars do. So I feel like So I just, that's why she said she wouldn't kiss him. It wasn't like, oh, like I'm shy, you know, or like, oh, I don't know him, like something.
Well, that's
like,
what she told the cameras. She's probably got some she's got some reason why she doesn't want to kiss him, but she's not going to share it with everyone.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. And then I also thought that his vows were pretty sweet.
And hers were awkward as hell.
Dude, hers were so bad. He was like, I promise to cherish you. Like, I'll always be there for you. I'll be loyal. Like, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, I promise not to snore, maybe.
No, but she said a lot more, but then she was like, and I promise to keep 90% of these vows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all the things she said were like super nice and things, and then you're like, I promise to choose 90%, which means 10% is up for speculation. Any one of those could be that 10%, you know. I promise to love and cherish you. That could be the 10% that's up for speculation when she's like, I promise to keep these.
Right. But she only said like 2 nice ones. She was like, oh, like I'll always put God first in our marriage, which like
that's a weird one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously not religious, but like
for anyone that is religious, cool. Good for you.
Or explain to us why that's good. Like,
yeah, like
I'd be like, no, put me first.
Yes, exactly. That's
right.
That's what I was thinking too. Is like,
yeah,
no,
I'm the captain now. Yeah. I'm your husband now. Like what?
God answers to me.
Right. God brought me to you, so I don't know.
Also, like, I think it's such a cop out where she's like, I hope God put his hand on his heart to show me a good man. It's like, so if it ends up not working out, it's not either yours fault. It's just because God's a dick, huh?
Yeah, it's like somewhere in the Bible that they weren't supposed to work out, and it's not her fault at all. No responsibility. So, yeah, that was crazy. And then
I did think they had decent chemistry, though.
I would say that they did have decent chemistry, but at the end of the wedding, Mia's dad was like, don't fuck my daughter.
I wrote that down too.
Yeah.
My exact note says Mia's dad saying don't bang.
Dude, Mia's dad says don't bang her. Yeah. Yeah, he was like,
He wasn't even subtle about it at all. He just sat on the couch. He's like, in my culture, when you bed someone, you know them first.
Right. Right. Which I feel like that's so something my dad would do. Like, when I was watching that, I was like, ugh. But I could totally see my dad if I did marry a stranger. Or even if, like, a guy comes to my house, I could see him being like, you know, don't touch my daughter. Or, like, in my country, you make her a wife. Like, I could see in some way. Your dad's
so nice, though. Say if I were this guy and he said that to me, I'd be like, oh, you're so nice about it.
Dude, my dad is so precious, but he's nice because, like, he's nice to, like, my friends. But, like, if I bring a man home, he's nice, but he's kind of like, just so you know, I kid you. You know what I mean? Like, he's always like, don't break her heart. Like, he always has to say shit like that.
I think that just comes with the territory of being a dad. I remember saying something like that to, like, one of my sister's, like, boyfriends or something once.
Which is, like, I get it. But in this case, for her dad to do it at the wedding, that's, like...
It was just so awkward. Just the...
Right.
Don't fuck my daughter. You keep that meat stick out of that meat canal.
Tristan was sweating, too. Like, he was really... His forehead was damp.
And then at the very end of the episode, he's like, yeah, I want things to get freaky.
Yeah, and did you hear him? He was like, at the end of the episode, he was like, I think it's our choice. We can do what we want. And I was like, oh, her dad's going to watch this. So.
He wants to bang regardless.
She didn't fuck him, though. I mean, she didn't kiss him, so I think.
But in the preview episode, it does show them kissing. For the
we have to talk about the preview episode at the end of this because it's crazy.
Yes, because I have a lot of hilarious things I want to say about that.
Yay.
It makes me want to watch the episode. But after we get done with the couples.
Okay, so, and then what else did I write? I wrote that, they both think each other are cute, though. They, like, things they have in common. They both live by God, and they both like the Dallas Cowboys, which was really important to their families because they all cheered.
All right, and I have 2 things that I wrote down that I forgot.
What?
The 2 of them both have sweet tooths, which they admitted, which just means they're going to get super stressed out and get fat together throughout this whole process.
They're going to get, like,
eat buckets of ice cream.
Relationship happy where you get like fat.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done that,
but that's not the important one I wrote down.
About it.
I hear about these things.
I've experienced it, but I've never not listen.
So I have a prediction with Mia and Tristan.
What?
Mia's sister's gonna steal Tristan.
No, what?
Yes.
Oh, because of the way she was talking to him?
Mm-hmm. The way that she was super blunt and honest with him and ripping him apart. And he was kind of digging it.
Mia's sister is like the poor man's Mia. Like, she looks like Mia, but not as cute.
She's subpar. She's
Mia's
less than.
Pretty, I think.
Yeah, she's cute.
So
but I think
her
Mia's
sister was into Tristan, or Tristan was into her sister.
Oh, Mia's sister doesn't know she's into Tristan yet. But the two of them, Mia and Tristan are gonna divorce. Mia's gonna be like, "Oh, that sucks. They didn't work out." They're gonna end up talking somehow. They're gonna bang, and then they're gonna get married.
That's bold as fuck, but I'm here for it.
Mark my words.
I'll mark your words. Okay.
We just have to keep up with them.
We'll keep up. Yeah, for sure. I usually go look at their Instagrams at the end. And then another thing I thought was interesting is that, another thing to my point of last week where these people are fucking lazy and they just want commitment and partnership and love hand delivered to them. Tristan's like, oh, I want what my grandparents have. Like, they've been married for 50 years. And
65.
65 years. Thank you.
I remembered.
Yeah. A long-ass time. That's what I wrote in my notes. Long-ass time. They've been married a long-ass time. And I was just like, they didn't get married at first sight, Tristan. That's what you're fucking missing. But okay, you know what I mean?
They weren't a dipshit that saw something on the TV was like, I'm going to try that.
Right. Like, no, they met each other and they, like, kept getting to know each other and then got married after they fell in love. Like...
They did it the right way.
Well, the conventional way.
Yeah, okay. I guess there is no truth to the right way. Right. So, Tristan and Mia's wedding then, before we move into the next couple. What would you rate it out of 5?
Well, I was bored.
So...
And she didn't kiss him. So... I'll give it a 3 because the dad told him not to fuck her. And that was fucking funny. 3. What about you?
2.5.
Okay.
All right. Next couple. Who are we going with? Danielle and Bobby or Amber and Dave?
Let's do... Oh, his name's not Mike?
Wait, who's Mike?
It's not Amber and Mike, it's Amber and Dave, right?
Yeah. You wrote down Mike?
He's so boring.
Yeah, you can't even... He's so boring, you can't even remember his name.
I wrote down Amber and somebody, and I had that in my notes for so long, and I was like, okay, no, it's like a white guy name, it's a white guy name, it's a white guy name, and then I was like, it's Mike. It's Dave?
It's Dave.
I trust you on it, because that sounds so right.
I mean, his name was Dave last week, so I'm pretty sure it's still Dave this week.
Amber and Mike. That's how fucking boring he is.
All right, then we're talking about them. So, back to him being boring.
Still so boring. I can't.
So, he's even got like qualifications that I noticed in the episode that confirm that he's boring. He golfs.
Yep.
That's like the most boring sport there is.
Yeah. It's
not saying it's not a sport. Not saying he doesn't take skill. Yes, golf is a very skillful sport, right. But it's boring as fuck.
Yeah.
When's the last time you ever sat down and watched golf?
I've never even golfed.
There you go.
Yeah. Boring as hell.
So he himself is confirming that he is boring. Boring.
Yeah, boring man.
Boring man. He's so boring.
He's so boring.
But the one thing I was going to start off with is when they were coming down the aisle, did you see Dave's like sigh of relief when he saw like Amber was hot?
Yeah.
He was just like...
He's like... Well, yeah. So speaking of her being hot and him being in shape, I guess, they go to the same gym, and she's worried because she dated she said, typical Dallas douchebag at their gym that he might know. And so I wonder if that will come up later, like that she fucked dudes at the gym.
They planted that seed for some reason. It's got to go somewhere.
Right?
Otherwise, that would be something they'd probably cut out in editing. There's a lot, like the editing process in this show. They show you things because they want you to know.
To remember.
Because the wedding, everything is what's it called?
Ridiculous.
Hours long.
Yeah.
And they have to condense that into 45 minutes.
That's true. It's like an 8-hour fucking event.
Yeah. So
it's like a work day.
Whatever you're seeing, they're showing you for some reason.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with you on prediction that's gonna come back and bite her in the ass somehow.
I think it will, and I'm excited to see because I think he's gonna be like, "You had sex with that guy," and she's gonna be like, "So," or like, I don't know. It's gonna make him insecure, or be like, he's gonna be like, you know, if she would go out with that kind of guy, then like maybe I just don't know who she is. Like they're gonna have some bullshit like that.
Mm-hmm. I will say I did like Amber a lot more this episode. She seemed a lot more fun and.
See, I think she's so sweet, and I just think he's gonna drag her down. Like, I know last week I was rooting for them, but he seems like a fucking Debbie Downer, dude. Which we'll get into that later, because it's more a part of the prediction side.
Yeah. Did you see when they were talking at the barrel, or whatever it was they were sitting, did you see Amber's awkward wow?
No.
She was like, wow.
What was she wowing about?
I don't remember. I just have the Amber's awkward wow in my notes. I should have wrote down been more descriptive.
Yeah.
But what's this, now I forgot his name.
See,
Dave.
I think.
Yes.
I don't know, I'm still not sold on it.
So Dave said something, and I don't remember exactly what it was. But then it was like it was right before the camera cuts away too, and she just like hands on her hips, like, wow. Just like trying to like be a part of it. I don't know.
Because he's fucking boring. Even he's so boring.
What were you about to say before you cut yourself off there?
I was gonna say, even like his face and facial expressions are boring. Like he always just looks like he doesn't even have emotion on his face. Like he's not living. He's so boring. And I wrote one thing that I thought was funny, going along with like dads being silly. Amber's dad was like at the beginning, which I found this to be so odd. Before she even walked down the aisle, he was like, he dead seriously looked at her.
I'll take you out of here if you want.
He was like, I know him will do a damn thing about it. I was like, what? He was like, we can leave right now. I know him will do a damn thing about it.
I was laughing at that too, because he just. But the thing is, like, he was saying it on camera too, and it looked like they made him say it again.
Yeah.
Because it looked so acted out when he did it.
Okay, yeah, because he said it and then he was like, and no one will do a damn thing about it. And then he looked at the camera and he was like,
acknowledge me.
Yeah. But he looked like he was like trying to be like, huh, guys?
Because I know that happens in reality TV. Is something will happen off camera and they'll be like, can you recreate that moment for the camera? Like, sure. And that's something that looks like it happened right there.
Right.
It's just like, oh, dad's acting tough. Let's get this on the camera.
That's good. Yeah.
I'll take you out of here. No one's going to do a damn thing about it.
Yeah, it was weird. And then she was
It was like the ring shop lady all over again.
It was that damn ring shop lady. And then Amber's reaction to it, she was like, stop.
No, Daddy, please.
She was so uncomfortable.
Don't get the belt out again.
Oh, also, I think they fucked on their wedding night. Amber and Dave.
Oh, okay. My mind went somewhere totally
different. Her dad and Dave?
Yeah. Well, because you started off and we were just talking about her and her dad, and then you didn't segue that at all. You're just like, and then they fucked. I'm like, where did you pick up those clues from? I was watching a totally different show.
It was an off-camera moment. They're going to recreate the sex scene next episode. Don't worry.
Married at First Sight just got really Game of Thrones.
Ew. I never even watched Game of Thrones, but ew.
You're not missing out on anything anymore.
Yeah, I think I know you're referring to incest.
What?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure they had sex. That was on my notes.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Those two definitely
Didn't he take her dress off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not a girl. Maybe you can back me up on this, but I don't think any girl's going to let them undress them without it going somewhere more afterwards.
I don't know, because I know I'm a chick, but I feel like, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't have the most chick perspective on certain things. But for me, I already, like, if I was in this situation, it would totally be my move to be like, can you take off my dress? Or, like, whatever. Like, can you take off my dress? And then I'd be like, well, now I'm going to fuck him. Because, like, I did that whole thing just to have sex. Like, I would have done that to make him know it's okay. Like,
so that's basically
my body now.
Yeah, that's basically what I was getting at. So
Yeah.
you're
But I can't speak for other women, you know?
Right.
That would be my way of trying to be like.
But that's also how I saw it as well, too. It's just like,
right.
She's kind of like inviting the prospect.
Right. She's like letting him know you can touch me if you want. Like, try. I think that's her way of being like, you should make a move.
She's letting him know that she can use the butt plug.
Yeah, she's like, use that present I got you. It's a present, but it's for me. That golden butt plug.
The gift that keeps giving. But I tell you.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I feel like she did that to be like, you should make a move. But then he didn't. Because then when they were in bed under the covers, she was like, you should unbutton that.
By the way, how awkward must that be where you have to, like, try and be intimate under the covers while the camera's there?
Yeah.
And then you have to wait for the cameras to leave to, like, bang? Be like cameraman's like, all right, just make it look like you're going to bang, and then we'll get out of here.
We'll let ourselves out.
Yeah.
Just start. Just begin, you know? Just start with some light, dry humping, and we'll let ourselves out.
Just the tip.
Yeah.
Just the tip.
Dave, Mike, whoever, just the tip.
Once the tip's in, we'll go out. Then you go full penetration.
That is weird to me, and I wouldn't do that. I would just be like...
Well, I'm sure none of them will actually bang while, like, they're on camera and stuff, but they have to sell some part of the show and be like, and show, like, some kind of lead up to it, you know? Because if they didn't show them in bed at all, then people would be like, how am I supposed to build a imaginary story in my head from that?
Right.
You know?
A reason 1 million why I could not do this show.
Oh, I'd do it. I'd helicopter Dick just right in front of that camera and be like, this is happening.
Just.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
All right. More power to you. Anything else to say about them?
Oh, did you notice one thing I was like laughing my ass off about was during the wedding, or it was during the reception, I guess, or something. Amber's mom makes like the awkward comment. She's like, "Oh, he's cute. I hope it lasts."
No.
You didn't pick up on that?
Oh my God, that's so funny. I hope it lasts. No. So
like,
are we sure his name's not Mike? I'm sorry. It's definitely Dave.
It's definitely Dave.
Okay. Let me look back on my notes from last week. I swear to God, it's Mike.
No, it's totally Dave.
Oh my God, it's Dave. I mean, I believed you, but it's so Mike in my head. Anyway, her mom said that about him.
Mm-hmm. Like,
what
imagine
did his family say about her?
I don't remember. I was really bored during it. They're boring. Everything about them's boring. The wedding's boring. They're boring to the point where I almost didn't care.
Yeah.
I watched out of necessity.
I watched it just to do this episode and to be able to get to the honeymoon portion.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was during the reception, and like the camera just cuts to Amber's mom. He's like, "I hope it lasts." Like, imagine if it were a real wedding and you hear those kind of comments. Like, if I'm at this wedding and I hear that kind of comment, like, yeah, that makes sense. These people don't know who the fuck these people are. But imagine like being at your wedding and then you hear someone say that. It's like, I hope it lasts.
Yeah, I'd
totally
be like,
different
oh my
scenario.
God. Yeah.
You're just like,
yeah, I don't think anyone would say that at a wedding of people who've known each other at the wedding. I think like you'd wait till you got in the car or something, like to have some respect, you know?
Once you get in the car, it's not happening.
Yeah, but there are some weddings like that you go to and you're just like, these people are going to get a divorce, dude. I don't know.
Have you been to a wedding like that?
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
I'm not going to say who.
Oh, okay. You don't have.
Obviously.
Yeah. Not on camera.
They're not divorced yet, but yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Definitely. And I would still never say that at their wedding. I would be like, this. Like, I just would be like, well,
I'm so happy for you.
You sure you want to do this? No. But yeah.
There's still time. Get out now.
Oh, no. Yeah. But I think definitely there are still those weddings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have this note down, but I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Amber's friends were tearing her apart.
What?
Like,
where was I? I don't even know what his name is.
Obviously, your head wasn't in the game. God damn it.
Right. I gotta get my head in the game.
The fuck.
Sorry. Did you just get a text?
No.
Well, get your fucking head in the game. Get your butt plug in the game, dude.
No, well, her friend, it's just a light note, but yeah, her friends were like tearing her apart while they're sitting at the reception. They're like, that's when they were grilling, like, you guys gonna fuck?
Oh.
Or like, I should have wrote down some of the questions they asked, but when I was watching it, I was like, damn, they're tearing her.
Were they calling her Willem Dafoe?
We should. Her name's just gonna be William Dafoe for the rest of the podcast.
No,
of life.
So disrespectful.
So, I'm an asshole.
I don't remember that part though.
Well, I guess it wasn't that important. So their wedding, scale 1 to 5.
0. I don't even know his name. I can't get over that. Like, I swear to God, it was Mike.
I give it a 1.
Why?
Because they at least looked like they had fun dancing on the dance floor.
Yeah, and they like each other.
Yeah,
so that's one thing to be said is, like, so far, Tristan and Mia, they like each other. Amber and Dave, they like each other. So,
they had. Cool. Oh, you see that bubble in my throat?
Yeah, you have so much saliva right now. What's happening?
Oh,
you're like.
Amber and Dave has to be salivating.
You're just thinking of that butt plug.
Yeah, that's. I gave them a 1. They at least looked like they had fun.
Yeah.
So, now on to the couple of the hour.
Your favorite couple,
Danielle and Bobby. All right.
How'd you feel about that bow tie in action?
So I even wrote this down. At one point, he gets rid of the bow tie.
Yeah.
It's because he heard me from the future.
First podcast.
Yeah. He somehow went into the future, looked himself up, saw the podcast, regretted his decision, took off the bow tie, and he said, I hope Ricky's happy now because I did it for him.
I know that's what happened. Yeah.
Because that fucking ugly ass bow tie.
You know what's crazy is he only had one shot to go to the future, and there was only, like, it was his only one shot in life and the one time he was allowed to do it, and that's what he chose to do.
He wanted to watch us. Time travel. It's weird.
Yeah.
But I will say the entire... I didn't have a lot of notes on them because their wedding was boring as shit too.
Every wedding was so boring. I wrote, okay, one thing which we mentioned last week was his mom. And this was the only wedding where, like, his mom had to, like, come up before the wedding even started and cry and hug him. And she was like, oh, tell her she's beautiful when you see her.
No shit, Mom.
Right. It's like when your parents, when you're little, and they're like, say thank you. And you're like, well, I was going to fucking say thank you. But now it doesn't mean anything. Like, it doesn't have the same weight because it looks like you told me to do it. And that's why I did it.
All right, remind me at the end of this, there's a meme about moms that I saw on Instagram that I have to send you. That's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
But, yeah.
That was annoying.
Well, I was going to say something else, but I'll come back to it. But the topic, since we're on the topic of his mom already,
right? Did
you see that really weird, awkward part where, like, the dad is giving a speech? He's like, everyone thinks Bobby's a mama's boy.
He's a daddy's boy. Yes.
And just kind of like, it looks so uncomfortable. And then the camera cuts to the mom, and she just goes...
And the mom's like...
Just disapproving. Just like, you son of a bitch, when we get home, I'm going to bring out the belt.
Further proof that Bobby's a bitch. Because not only is Bobby a mama's boy, he's a daddy's boy. Like, I can't...
What does that even mean?
It
like,
literally...
try breaking that down. What the fuck does it mean? He's a daddy's boy. I have him sit on my lap every Thanksgiving.
It reminds me of in Dodgeball when, what's his name, is washing the tires of that guy, and he's like, get in there nice and deep, like, boy. That's like what a daddy's boy is to me. I don't like that.
It just seems very Game of Thrones again to me.
I can't relate to that reference, but it sounds like he fucks his dad.
Then you get the reference.
People fuck their dad in Game of Thrones?
No.
Ew.
Not in Game of Thrones, but I'm saying in terms of, like, weird incest vibes.
Oh, okay.
So.
Because I feel like fucking your dad is really other level than, like, fucking a cousin. You know what I mean? Like, there's a scale.
There's...
of who to fuck in your family, like, and make it less weird.
And Dad's way up there on the don't do.
That's up here.
That's the line. That's the cross line.
Like your parents. What is that? Oedipus? Isn't that?
What's Oedipus?
Isn't that the tale where he fucked his mom?
The one where he kills where he kills his dad to fuck his mom?
Yeah, he's banned basically, and he doesn't know it's his mom.
Okay, yeah.
To get the throne.
Yeah, maybe Oedipus. I know it's the story you're talking about. I do not know the name, so that's
yeah. Anyway,
moving on.
So I hope Bobby doesn't do that.
He's gonna come back to the future, watch this episode, and something's gonna change in the next episode.
The next episode, his dad's gonna be like, "He's not a daddy's boy." Yeah.
He's gonna say to the camera, "I definitely don't fuck my dad."
I just want to buy him a shirt that says "Daddy's little boy." Have it be a belly shirt on him too. I need that. I need it.
Well, that is speaking of this. I don't know why this popped in my head, but one year for Christmas, I thought it'd be funny to give my mom a present of a picture of me and her, and I got a frame that says "Daddy's little girl" on it because I thought it's just funny. Instead of I don't know.
It's
I don't know why that popped in my.
You would find funny, or like not only the person doing it would think it's so funny, and everyone else would be like, "I don't get it." And
it's really stupid that now that I'm saying it out loud, but it's a picture of me and her fishing when I was like 3 years old or something like that. Yeah. And I remember I was like looking on Amazon and looking for picture frames for it. I saw Daddy's little girl. I was like, she's not a daddy. I'm not a girl. This will be funny.
So how did Maria like that?
She cried. So it worked out.
Hey, success, dude. Either way.
So back on Danielle and Bobby.
Right.
So here's my top note. So ever since you said something about him being psycho.
Are you on the lookout?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was so psychotic the way he was like how descriptive he was with everything. He's like, I can't wait to get to know you, your curves, the way you look, your shade of your eyes.
Get to know all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Every part of you. And I was like, maybe he means her soul and hopes and dreams.
I want to watch your toenails grow.
Right. I was like, he's gonna make her bones into wind chimes and her skin into lampshades. So it's fine, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wanted to fuck her really bad, obviously. She came out, she took her own wedding dress off.
Oh, they totally fucked.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember. I remember she took her wedding dress off and she was in like a sports bra. And all these women went to bed with their makeup on, which...
For the cameras.
I guess.
It's all for the cameras.
No, like, I feel like a lot of women do that. And I can't.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know.
Sounds like a sticky pillow in the morning.
Right. Well, it's not sticky, but it's just like that shit is on your face all night, being smashed into it by the pillow. Like, ugh.
I mean, I'm neither here nor there.
And they still had their hair done. I'm like, what? Anyway.
For the camera.
Yeah, you're right, because the camera, that makes sense. Now that I think about it, yeah.
A lot of things they do is for the camera. These are very vain people. That's why they're on Married at First Sight.
Right.
They're too stupid to... They're just stupid.
They're like super insecure, but super vain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that combo.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, she took her dress off and she was in like a sports bra and leggings. And he was like on the bed and he looked over at her and looked back where she couldn't see him and he went... Did you see that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's like, my wife is so... And he just... Yeah. He obviously didn't want to say hot for something. My wife is so beautiful.
Beautiful. Or did he say beautiful or attractive?
He said beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my wife is so beautiful. So he's trying to fuck.
But he's also trying to be polite at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Because he had his hands on his lap like a little boy. Like he was like, eh.
Boner's ready.
Yeah, like he was like, covering my boner. So I found that interesting. And then another thing they had in common in their vows, their vows were the most similar to me.
Well, let's face it. All these vows are going to be very cookie cutter. Like, no one can really make a personalized vow for someone they don't have no idea who they are.
100%, but they both mention their dogs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They did mention their dog. Yeah. If he loves you half as much as he loves his dog, you're a very lucky lady.
Right. When I first heard that, I was like, oh, shut up. And then when she said it, she was like, I promise to like care for you at least as much as I care for my dog. And I was like, oh, well, like, okay. You know, I wouldn't want someone to say that to me, but they both said it, so they're compatible in that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, they both think stupid shit is cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 out of 5?
Out of 5. Oh, one more quote I want to give from Bobby.
Okay.
Along the lines of him being so detailed.
Yes.
Because this was ridiculous. He goes,
lay it on me.
He goes, her lips are so full. It was the best kiss I've ever had.
I don't even have a response to that. It is just like, if you didn't say Bobby was psychotic like beforehand, I wouldn't have really like thought anything of that. But now that you said he's psychotic, and I'm picking up on these little psychotic tendencies, that's just like weird. It's just like,
yeah,
I want to know what it's like to wear your skin.
It's like, on one hand it's so weird and psycho, and then on the other hand, to me, it was so like virginal kind of, because he's like, her lips are so full. Like, I'm like, you just been kissing people with no lips? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He's gonna be kissing people like this, like,
well,
hi.
No, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
What are you gonna say?
I can't, because it's like, you know, these are times where people get canceled, and I have a career. White people have no lips.
We're canceled.
That's what I think he meant by it. Because he's like, oh, like, her lips are so full. Like, he probably dates mostly white girls, and they don't have any lips.
Yeah, I can see that.
With the exception, like, there's going to be, I don't even know if anyone watched this, there's going to be one white person who's like, I have lips. And, like, I'm sure.
They're going to be sending us angry hate mails. We're going to get, like, some hate mail from, like, the religious groups and people with no lips.
No lip. Which, like, that's fine. But, like, to me, when he said that, the first thing that came in my head, and I was laughing, I was like, huh, because white girls have no lips. And I thought that was funny. And that's mean, but it's funny to me.
All right. So now, out of 5.
I'll give theirs, it was boring as shit, again. But I'll give it a 3 or a 4 because they were, like, compatible.
1.
Why? That's your favorite couple.
I know, but it was boring as shit.
Dude, all the weddings were so boring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The next week episode, that one looks juicy.
Okay, yeah. So that's not even, they didn't even do next week. They did, like, the season, kind of. Like, this season, blah, blah, blah.
They know, like, this is where things starts to get real. So they need, like, the editors themselves knew that the wedding was fucking boring. So they're like, let's give them some candy.
Right.
At the end of the episode.
Right.
Hook them in.
Yeah.
And
so, what are your thoughts?
First of all, before I get into my thoughts, I just want to say they all had really nice rooms.
Yeah, this was these were the nicest, I think, wedding venues that we've seen, right? And these were the nicest rooms, and they were big. They were suites or like cabins.
They're huge.
Yeah,
but
they were like cabins.
Moving on to predictions of what the future predictor, whatever the end of the episode is called.
Yeah, what is it called? It's like, I don't know. It's like next time.
It's not a recap, but
it's like a pre-cap.
Pre-cap, yeah, there you go.
All right.
But the point is, you're gonna end up being totally right. Bobby's gonna be psychotic because there's one like preview clip in there where it shows him like you hear him yelling. It doesn't show anything, but he's like,
"Thank you, thank you."
And then what's it called?
He's screaming at their dogs. He's like, "Motherfucker!"
Yeah.
I don't know if he's really cursing, but he's like, "Oh God damn it!"
But you're
like,
you're selling the emotion right.
Yeah, he's livid with a dog, and he has like a wash rag covered in shit, and he's throwing it. He won't throw the wash rag in the trash can. He's like trying to scoop the shit off of it, and he's screaming. He's like, I don't think her dog is trained to his standards, so he's abusive. And then he says, she's like, I just don't like yelling. Like, I grew up in a house where yelling is like, I don't know, something. Like, her parents got divorced or something. I don't know. Like, she's, scarred from it. And he was like, well, I'm not just going to sit around and be a sweet little boy all the time. Or he said, like, something like that.
He said something about not, like, being a good Southern boy or, like, not being, like, totally emotionless the entire time.
Which to me is so, like, red flags of being like, well, I'm going to scream at your dog.
They basically showed everything negative you could about every couple in that little pre-cap.
Yeah.
Like they showed Amber and Dave like falling apart. He's like, I don't even know if I can handle this now. While they were like playing a game of tennis, like passive aggressively playing tennis. Your serve.
Yeah, and also with them trying to dance together, and he was so sweaty. And she was like trying to towel off his sweat, and he was like, "You're not helping it. In fact, you're making it worse." Like he's so insecure.
That's right.
So
yeah.
insecure, dude, and it's not a good look.
And who knows? Maybe. I mean, like a lot of it, is the editors trying to sell us a story too, something that we can interpret as like, ooh, juicy drama.
Yeah.
Like who knows what it's actually like, but I hope it's like that. And then Mia and Tristan, they're gonna fall apart too.
Tristan had his wedding ring off on the nightstand, and Mia's trapped in customs in the airport.
Which I wonder why. What do you think that's for?
Like why you would be trapped in customs at the airport? I mean, either something to do with citizenship or having like a warrant out for your arrest.
You want to hear my prediction?
Something legal. What?
I think they're gonna look in her luggage. They're gonna find the butt plug and think it's a bomb.
You don't think one of those like TSA guys will have seen a butt plug before?
He's gonna be new at the job.
He's new at the job. In his personal life?
He was very sheltered and homeschooled. He's first day on the job. I'm a TSA agent. He's gonna look through the X-ray. What is this weird light bulb with a base-looking thing?
It's a bomb. Everybody get down. Hit the deck.
This butt plug might be the bomb, but it's not a bomb.
But it's not a bomb. This butt plug's gonna blow.
Listen, son, the only thing it'll blow is your mind.
Can I just say that I would never want to put a butt plug in my butt? Like, that's so scary to me.
You can say anything you want.
Like, I would never want to share intimate details of my life on this podcast, but butt plugs are so scary. Like, I can't.
Oh, I mean, the butt's an exit. It's not really an entrance.
Yeah, it's a poop chute, not the poop. Bring in a wiener. Or a butt plug. Like a foreign object that could just go in there. I also, just like as a PACU nurse, too many people have had like stuff stuck in their butt that has to get surgically removed.
How do they do that? Do they just like cut open the butthole and like pull it out?
Well, sometimes you can go in there and get it. But but if the person is so clenched and not relaxed and they're like, like when you're trying to get it out, then you put them to sleep and they can just relax and then you can go up their butthole and get it out. So I guess it's not really surgical, but it's procedural and they have to be asleep. And anyway, based on that,
I fell on it.
The shit they come up with. Anyway, that has nothing to do with Married at First Sight, but just nobody's like, I stuck it in my butt because I wanted to. They're always like,
I fell while I was naked in a weird position.
I was making macaroni and cheese, and it just all got slippery on the floor. Like,
what is your procedure for making mac and cheese?
Oh my god.
Well, I start by pouring milk on the floor.
Right.
It really soaks up the flavor.
And then I drop a butt plug. Just to like test the milk. Ew. Anyway, they scare me. But yeah.
Moving on.
I think that I was thinking that she's not a citizen because like both of her parents are, I don't know, they're not American. So I was like, oh, maybe she's just not a citizen. And she's like marrying for citizenship.
That seems
even
proper.
Though like she obviously could just get fucking citizenship because the way she talks is like she's been in America her whole life, like born here. But I don't know her story, so I thought maybe she didn't have citizenship or something, and like it was just a hiccup in the airport.
Well, I guess we'll see how that plays out.
I hope it's because she has a warrant out for her arrest because she's a murderer.
This show just ends there.
She just kills Tristan. She lied to me. But it seems like it's going to be a big thing because he was like, she lied to me, like she wasn't honest, blah, blah, blah.
That's right. She did say something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a murderer.
She's a murderer.
Let's go with that.
For sure.
Prove us wrong.
Coming to the future, Bobby. Yeah, so I don't know. This episode was so boring.
All right, so as per usual, we'll do which couple do you think is going to last and who is the top moron of the week?
It's probably going to change every week for like who I think is going to last. Because last week I was Amber and Dave. And if I was basing it off just this episode, I would maybe still say them. But by seeing the like future not predictions, but like what happens.
The precap.
Yeah, the precap. God, who do I don't know. Maybe Danielle and Bobby, because even though he's gonna obviously abuse her dogs, I feel like she'll be able to look past that.
I think it's gonna be Amber and Dave.
That last?
Mm-hmm.
Why? He was like sweaty and yelling at her.
Well, not going off the precap. Just going up based off the episode alone.
Okay, same.
Then Amber and Dave.
Yeah.
So top moron of the week?
Oh, top moron of the week is Mia, because she thinks she'll get hepatitis C from kissing her husband at the altar. Like, okay.
I was gonna say Bobby again, but you kind of just won me over with that argument that I totally forgot about.
Yeah, Mia, because what the fuck?
I'm gonna get AIDS from his kisses.
Right, like, do you both have open sores in your mouth that are like seeping out blood? I think you'll be okay, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
He's gonna go to kiss her for the first time and just like cut open his lips and be like,
He's gonna give her mono, like, just because she fucking predicted it.
She cursed himself out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she's my top moron. That's the one that I think. I don't know. I don't think any of them are gonna last now, and like, I'm sad because I always want to be rooting for somebody.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, who knows? We're still very early on, and like I said, the editors want to hook you to keep watching. They may have just shown us all the negative things. We don't know what positive things are going to come out.
Right.
So there's a possibility that one of these couples could still last.
I'm so excited for honeymoons. I can't wait for somebody to sit on the balcony or the beach staring off into the distance, emotionally shut down.
Which is the
and they're like, I can't talk about it.
I can't wait either. Tune in next week to find out what we think.
Yeah. Well, and what happens.
Yeah.
To see if Mia's a murderer. Tune in next week, see if Mia's a murderer.
Oh, she is. She's definitely a murderer. I have connections.
Is it Bobby from the past?
Any final thoughts before we call this a show?
Final thoughts, definitely don't buy your significant other a butt plug.
I vote against that. I think every marriage should be started with the butt plug. Mark my words.
Okay.
This episode's going to be called The One with the Butt Plug.
And it has nothing to do with the show. It's just us being fucking turds.
Mm-hmm. Just our weird-ass selves. Well, it's mainly my weird-ass self. I'm the one that brought up butt plugs. You know I bought someone a butt plug for Christmas one year?
As a joke?
Yeah.
Or did you use it?
See you next week. No, it was for Christmas, and then I got it off Amazon. It was Secret Santa. Gave them a butt plug, and then they set it on fire.
Was it rubber?
I think so.
Oh my god. How long did it take to burn?
I don't know. They just sent me a picture of it on fire. I was like, that was my love. It was representative of my love for you.
I thought I was against putting a butt plug in my butt. This person set it on fire.
Maybe they set it on fire and sat on it. You never know.
You never know. True.
All right. On that note, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Morons at First Sight.
See you next time.
Find us wherever podcasts are found and subscribe.
Yes.
Visit berpod.com for more.
Bye.
See you later.